everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Love Wreck Legacy Challenge. It is a wonderful morning as a sea breeze drifts into the house. Hiei woke up Ryu a little bit early since she had a potty accident, and Ryu had to give her a quick bath before serving her some breakfast. But today is Harvest Fest, and Ryu has a small little surprise planned out. Well, not really a surprise, but a fun party. She's hosting a small house party of close friends and hoping that her cousins and sister will come to the invitation. At this point, Ryu has accepted that her mother may be slow to accepting her. Though it has been a few years at this point, Ryu still has hope that her mom will still want to be her mom. Ryu took Hiei to the bath once more as she had thrown food all over the place, and it made Ryu realize that she needed to decorate. She put up some flyers, some banisters, some dangly bits, and even a pumpkin out onto the kitchen table. She had the grand meal cooked up with marzipan pumpkins for dessert, even a little Harvest Fest punch so that people could snack on. Ryu was excited, to say the least, to be hosting her first official house party. Though she did have the birthday party, she wouldn't consider it formal like today was. Throwing on a few quick chairs, the event quickly started. People began pouring in, strangely enough, in their swimsuits. Ryu was saying hello to Keita, who was very excited to be brought back into society a little bit more. But most importantly, Ryu was excited for Dwayne. She was wondering if today would be the day that she could ask him out on an official date. Not right then, not right there, but eventually to build it up. But it seems that Keita had a few other ideas. It seemed that Keita and Dwayne were getting quite romantic, leaving Ryu to be slightly jealous. And the only thing she could do was to seduce him. And that seemed to do the trick. That next day, Ryu was filled with a little bit of regret. She didn't mind sleeping with Dwayne, but she did mind that her newfound friend was flirting with him. And she did mind that the only way she could think to fix it was to woohoo him. But she needed to get that out of her mind and spend time with Hiei, and all of a sudden, Dwayne calls. A date. A question to go on a cute little breakfast date. Now, Ryu had already eaten, but she wasn't going to let that get in her way. The two got a table and soon enough began yapping about all of the things they had dreamed of. What they wanted their life to end up being like. What they really want to do when they get older. Well, now they are older, and Ryu just was head over heels with this boy. And to make sure he did feel the same way, Ryu dragged Dwayne to the back and into the dumpster. A part of Ryu was hoping that she was able to have her second baby. But then again, they weren't even officially dating at this point. Ryu began heading on home, just hoping that everything could be normal, but Dwayne popped a very serious question. He asked, "Will you marry me?" And, well, Ryu said yes. She didn't quite know what else to say. She wanted to be with him. She wanted everything to be set up for them, to have a family maybe. But that soon? They weren't even officially dating, and he just asked her to marry her. Well, that's Ryu for you, I guess. That next morning, Hiei woke Ryu up. She was crying about not having enough food, and Ryu had to do it. Well, of course, she's taking care of her own daughter wasn't a horrible chore. And Ryu realized that she was actually missing spending time with her baby. She wanted to play with her more, do some more flashcards, and that was what the rest of this day would be. Getting Kyu's skill up and even Ryu's parenting. Until it was the evening. Ryu had texted Dwayne asking Kim to go out on a date with her to a rather fancy restaurant on the water, and Dwayne agreed instantly. He was so excited, and Ryu was too. They sat and began talking about the logistics of this wedding. Ryu wanted something relatively big, but they didn't really have enough people. And Dwayne wanted something more casual, something more like going to the courthouse and signing a few papers. And Ryu began realizing that that would be the reality of what it would have to be. And she didn't mind, don't get Ryu wrong. She did want something fun and cozy, but she will take what she could. Soon enough, the date ended and Ryu went home.